right? Come on, guys. It's for the children. All right? Now, are there any questions before we wrap it up today? What is your question, Cletus?
Yes.
Why do we hate?
Why is the sky blue?
What the hell you going on about, Cletus? No, I'm just saying. For as long as I've been here, the spook ain't never did nothing to me. That's all I'm saying. They do everything, Cletus.
Get him!
Breathe the white man's air,
Get
live
'em!
the white man's life.
Get him!
They even eat the white man's food. They're an abomination.
Let him cook!
Okay, but how is that harmful to us? Hell, if anything, we're the problem.
Sweet white
Better hold your tongue, boy. Hear me out. Just last week, we hung that really nice black fella that worked over there at Flores Flowers. He was indeed a gentleman.
He sure was. Gave my daughter some free flowers.
And that's why we hung him. 2 weeks ago, in the town over, we shot up that really nice black jazz club because a white woman was in there having fun. She should be having fun with her own kind. And yesterday, we burned down an entire community because Jackson had a dream about chocolate.
Dark chocolate there.
What's your point, Cletus? I just think that there should be some structure. Now, I love what we're doing here, fellas. Okay? But I just think we should leave the irrelevant niggas alone and go after niggas making a change. Like that goddamn Martin Luther King.
That makes a lot of sense. I agree. It does.
It need to be a bigger and better
I
plan.
agree.
Better than all of the other plans. Hell, we know enough senators and governor folk to make that happen. We should do it.
Yeah.
We that. Okay, no more senseless crime to those black-backed monkeys.
Hold on now.
Only sensible crime that works in our favor. And if we're going to be the biggest, baddest clan, we're going to need a new name. Fellas, from now on, we are known as the CIA.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm a business place.
What's your name?
Nastasia.
What do you do here?
I'm a cosmetologist. Hair, nails, and eyelash. 15 years now.
15 years?
I'm 35.
What are you drinking on right here?
Sky juice, syrup, ice, and water.
Similar as black juice?
Yes.
Who is this right here? Is it your friend?
Poor worker.
She smiles at everything, right?
Yeah, puppy show.
What?
A puppy show.
A puppy shore?
Yes.
What's that mean?
A idiot.
No, just shy.
She not shy.
No?
A pretender.
What is the different jewelry you have on?
My name, I'm a queen.
Does the queen have a king?
Not at this morning.
No? What happened to your king?
Duppy boy them.
Why?
A Duppy choo-choo.
Choo-choo?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
That means that the boy them not ready yet. Them not have no style, no flavor.
What do they need? They need money or what?
No, when the boy them see a girl like me, progressive,
Yeah.
come around and see, oh, you're motivated. Them draw back, some draw back too.
Wow.
Them can't swing by myself, so a boy swing by themselves. Can't deal with no boy when I progress me.
A queen knows what she wants.
That is it, madam. Your mother works so hard.
This area, you grew up here?
Yes.
What are the people like here?
They're moody.
You made best friends for life here?
Ah.
No?
Oh.
You don't trust anybody?
Oh. A wicked grown this. If you focus on what you want, you will never need a best friend.
You seem like somebody that's naturally good.
Yeah, I am.
Do you feel like it's hard to stay that way?
It's hard, very
How
hard.
did you learn how to be that way?
Home that I come from was full of love. It's something that is inside there, saying what you're going to develop.
Do you like these?
No, when gas pull you up, oh God.
You just chew on it?
Yeah, man.
What advice do you have for the young women out there?
Nothing in life does come easy. Yes, you are going to fail. Yes, you are going to cry. Yes, you are going to feel weary. But just get up and know that that is what you want and you are going for it. No matter what obstacle comes in the way, try your best because when you get it, it's going to be marvelous. Knowing
Mr. Patterson gonna keep you out that cell. All the judges know his name when they walk through. Flood lawyer, I'm the one to talk to. Virgin faces for the years, something you ain't do. Better call JP, you know me the truth. Over 1,000 jury trials and he's still winning. Might have seen him, might have trapped me around in the business. Yeah, I asked him how you do it, he said it's a exhibit. I asked him how many they want, he said way too many. Yeah, Wilson, okay. Got the custom-made suit fitted to the T. One thing sure about him, he gon' take a plea. Like a bird in the cage, he gon' set you free. He got the red bottoms on. Okay. Got the flawless diamonds all around his neck too. He ain't lost the case yet, cause he's undefeated. He the one you call when you think you can't beat him. You don't know her doing all the paperwork for him. Staying up late night researching for him. It ain't just a law firm, it's a dream team. Gotta keep the James hat on every time you see him. Jacket fly lawyer, he gon' keep you out of jail. Prosecutor build a box, come with 8 to 12. Keep him out closed, cause there ain't nothing to tell. Mr. Patterson gon' keep you out that cell.
So now we learn from the Bible why your map is upside down. Hello out there. In this video, I will be showing you that the East and West that we know of today is different from the East and West in the Bible.
Holy shit, look. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. This is ridiculous. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Alexa, did North Carolina use cloud seeding during Hurricane Helene?
Yes. North Carolina has been cloud seeding during Hurricane Helene. Scientists injected silver iodide into the hurricane wall to steer the hurricane in another direction.
Put black over everything, Dr. Umar?
Explain that a little more when you say, do I put black over everything?
I asked you a couple of questions. Like,
go ahead.
Black magic or white privilege?
Black magic.
Okay. Black coffee or white wine?
Black coffee.
Black and Miles or white owls?
I blow Black and Miles smoke on my ancestor shrine, so I'm going with the Black and Miles.
Would you rather slip on black ice or play in white snow?
Let me slip on the black ice.
Would you rather have black gums or white teeth?
Would you rather? Okay, but if the gums are black, what color are the teeth?
Ooh, that's a good question. White?
Give me the black gums.
Okay, with a piano, do you hate there's more white keys than black, or does it make you happy that the black keys are on top of the white ones?
It makes me happy that the black keys give you a stronger sound than the white ones.
Wow.
Would you rather be in a blackout or listen to white noise?
Would I rather be in a blackout or listen to white noise? I would rather be in a blackout because I do most of my meditation in darkness.
Are zebras white with black stripes or black with white stripes?
They're black with white stripes.
Damn.
I'm black over everything.
Well, I would hope that you guys, hold on, oh man, change the ways. How's everybody doing? Can everybody hear me? First and foremost, I hope that everybody's doing well this evening. I know I came on the way I wanted to come on when I wanted to come on, but that wasn't the original plan. Wasn't the original plan at all. Hold on, let me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're in there. Yeah, that wasn't the original plan at all. The original plan was to wait till tomorrow night and come on in. You feel me? So I didn't like that idea. I said, let me go ahead and light up the fires, get people ready for tomorrow so they can go ahead and get to work and they can be on their ones and twos. I said, maybe I should be helpful and give them some encouraging words before they go out tomorrow. All right? Because tomorrow's another big day.
You, Harrison, you're adorable. Please get the knife out of your eye for the 100th time. Evan, get in the damn house now. You're an idiot.
That kid's hilarious. That kid's freaking hilarious. Yeah, so what I wanted to introduce you guys to is this new format. With a new platform comes a new format. And this new format is pretty much you guys are kind of gonna, oh man. like when I come on, it's gonna be to share with you guys information that I've been able to disseminate, topics that need to be spoken about, local or national. As you can see, I don't do a lot of national politics because on the real, national politics are cool. Uh, Great sport to get into national politics, but everything really happens on a local level. So on this channel, you'll see me uh, criticize or critique local elected officials, candidates, mayors. It don't matter who you are. If you serve the public, you need to be, critiqued. Your job doesn't. Your job performance needs to be reviewed as it is according to the people. Um, as you can see, hold on, let me show you my new. As you can see, we got a new setup here. Hold on, let me take that little banner off. See that? Yeah. So we on for real now. I don't know what you guys thought we were before, but we ain't none of that. Oh no, we ain't none of that. Uh, this is Send All Complaints to 625 Murray Street, the official podcast for your uh extended talk about local politics, amongst other things. And that's the other things that I really wanted to share with you guys. The other things are real cool too that I get into. Um, and I don't want it to be a distraction, but I also, uh, this is like scrolling through my phone. So y'all pretty much scrolling through my phone with me. Like
if you go and put on, so if he's gonna do his nails, this is what I would say to D Wade. If you're gonna do your nails, you're gonna do your hair, do your lashes. Just go crazy. I would respect that more than just tiptoeing out. Just go crazy. That's sad that they bring this up because I'm like really on here because I think it's cool for grown men to do whatever they want to do, but it matters. I'm gonna stand on that. It matters. As a man who got sons and sons that are growing up, that matters. Like whatever they decide, but it's important that people put the right imagery out there. And I think it's the wrong imagery. I'm gonna be honest. I can't be quiet about that.
you see, and so just little bits of talking points, man. That's what I really, 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 really want to make this about. I do want to focus on the local elections. I do want to continue talking about. Look, we got a whole section for them. Look at this. Look at this shit. Just look at it. Just look at it. Oh, for those wanting to get involved, want to jump on the call with me. Um, I don't know. Inbox me. More than likely, you follow me over here from Facebook, so just inbox me, and I'll send you a link to where I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better. For those that are watching the show, to be a part of the show, you click that link. I'm gonna start up here, see if it'll pin it up there. Yeah, you click that link and you know, do the necessary steps. I'll get you on. No problem. But some of these things, need to be discussed. I will want you to discuss them. I really, really want feedback from the audience that I've poured so much into, which I like to say that I've poured a lot into you. I've researched a lot and given out a lot of information. I've gained your trust over the years. Me and my mom has to. Our whole entire little general operation, we've all gained y'all trust, and we want to tell y'all that first. We appreciate that. We do. And that we'll continue doing stuff like this. Check this out. Check this out.
Hello, my name's Reddix Washington. I'm an official candidate for Alexandria City Council District 1.
I want to start out by saying, first off, this was 4 years ago. That nigga look old. That nigga. I'm sorry. 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 I'm So yeah, he was talking about first off, this video is from 4 years ago. What it was is before he wanted to run, uh he got himself into a little of a bit of a conundrum. And the conundrum was that he hadn't paid his taxes and he was behind on his child support. But he didn't want any of that to be a factor in him running. That's right. He didn't want any of that to be a factor at all while he was running. Why he didn't want that to be a factor, I don't know. It's something that he wasn't proud of, I guess. Well, let's continue.
It's been a road to get to this point, and I just want to inform the people of what I've had to go through to get to this stage of where I'm at right now in life.
Okay. So it feels like he's about to tell us a long story about some shit we really don't. I ain't gonna say we don't care about, but you know, he's about to tell us a story of how he ended up working so hard to be in this race when he was running against Malcolm the first time.
Some of you may know that last year around this time, I went to qualify to be a candidate for the same position. And someone filed suit against me, and I wasn't able to run for a candidate.
So what it was that Malcolm had discovered that this man wasn't. First off, we're talking about credibility here. If you don't pay your taxes, you don't pay your child support. I don't think running for an elected position should be like at the top of your list of shit to do. I'm just saying, that's just me though. I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm not saying that I'm wrong. Me and myself, I would have been like, uh, politics can wait. My kids, whatever, But let's continue.
This is all new waters for myself. Um, this isn't a easy process to go through, and there hasn't been a ladder that previous candidates have passed on to me or said, "Hey, come climb up." Um, I've knocked at doors and tried to sit at
Y'all be quiet.
tables
I'm wrong.
and been told that, you know, you're too young, you don't know what you're doing, just everything that could be discouraging. And the way I feel is, if I'm too young, just tell me, come ride along and wait till your time. And I can go with that. I'm coachable. I'm very coachable. At least coach me. But I never did get that. And so I'm very coachable. And wait till you. If I'm too young, just tell me, And the way I feel, just everything that could be discouraging. And the way I feel is, if I'm too young, just tell me, come ride along and wait till your time. And I can go with that.
Oh,
I'm coachable. I'm very coachable.
Oh, wow.
At least coach me. But
Wait, you want to be coached through a campaign to become a council person? You're wanting to be coached and nobody wants to coach you, is what you said.
I never did get that. And so, as I said, I went to go qualify. And
what were you qualifying for? If you
for
didn't know
those
what
who
you was
don't
doing?
know, there's a period that's given where someone can file a suit against you to say that you don't qualify to run for that.
Now, for those of you that are veterans at this show, you already know a couple weeks ago. Oh, that rhymed. Boy, that was a sick little flow I had right there. From a couple weeks ago where I played you that audio. It's still doing. clinching an audio with Clarence Reed trying to mac to a little chick. It was a personal vendetta that they all had against Malcolm because Malcolm did exactly what Reddix is talking about right now. He filed a suit against him. So they vowed vengeance upon Malcolm. And so this is one of those little side play missions that he's doing where he's doing it again. Like this time he did it with the signs being knocked over. But this is him again. Listen to what he's saying.
Position. And I remember getting a phone call on the last day that morning. There was an attorney that called me and he said, you're being sued.
Now, there's the thing. He won't name the attorney. And I'll do that for you guys here. The attorney was Charles Elliott, your assistant district attorney. Your assistant district attorney gave him a call. And
never knew anything about being sued. I just was like, hey, I'm trying to represent my district.
that was the only reason he was running. And look, this is late in the campaign from last time. So this was the best that he had to come up with this real. Hold on, let me see if I can get these people back on the line because they're going to have a fit without me. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. All right. Can y'all hear me? All right. Y'all got to give me a minute. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Porter, I'm on the show. And we just talk. I hope you guys are watching it because I sent it to y'all. But yeah, so we're going over this video that Reddix made 4 years ago when they that's I don't know why. It's okay though. They can't hear it. Oh yeah, you gotta mute the link, whatever background you got going. You gotta mute the background. Cause y'all watching the show, ain't it? Yeah, don't watch the show. Y'all on the show. You ain't gotta watch it, you own it. Okay. Well, we were sitting here talking about well, I guess it is important that y'all do watch the YouTube. Anyway.
And so I'm thankful that this man called me and he let me know what was going on.
What Reddix is telling y'all about is two stories. One, he's telling you about when Malcolm filed the suit against him when he qualified. And the reason Mr. Porter here is an expert on it, but I've sat by Mr. Porter many a days, and I know this story quite well. But the reason that he couldn't qualify was because he was behind on his taxes and his child support. And so Malcolm put in, see, he's not naming any names, which I don't know why he's not, because everybody kind of knows it's a story. You can look it up. But anyway, behind on your taxes, behind on your child support, and he's talking about let's run it back a little bit.
Getting a phone call on the last day that morning. There was an attorney that called me and he said, you're being sued. Never knew anything about being sued. I just was like, hey, I'm trying to represent my district. And so
I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. And that's the other part of this new show. I'm trying to work on being more serious. I did listen to the last show. And I was laughing way too much. That stuff was way too funny. That's not my fault that it was funny, but I did. So I'm gonna try to stop laughing so much on the show. That was a very serious statement he just made. He was talking about how he's new to this and he's never been involved in politics before. So Charles Elliott calls him and lets him know that he's being sued, and he has to be in court on Monday. And What he's being sued for is, not being actually qualified.
And look, let's fact check something. First of all, it was not a suit, it was a challenge to his candidacy, nomination for candidacy. Okay, and on that form, it requires that you do not owe any government or any money. So whether it's the federal government, state government in taxes or fees, or if it's something appointed by a court, like alimony or child support. And so in his case, all four of them apply. And when that occurs, you file a complaint with the ethics board and the courts so that they could make a ruling on whether or not that is indeed the case. So it was not somebody suing him, it was a challenge to his candidacy because he didn't meet the criteria.
but Mr. Porter, if any, do you believe that he challenged that man in air?
I remember when he did this and he got a lot of sympathy, but a lot of folks don't understand how that works, and especially the ones now that are even running for office. They don't even know what the job entails. They don't know the rules.
Right.
And they don't know any of the laws, campaign finance laws, or the campaign laws. Period. They just don't, and they violating them left and right.
I guess it's pretty easy to do. I mean, it doesn't look that hard. It's easy enough for him to do it. Let's just say that. We keep on going here.
Thankful that this man called me and he let me know what was going on and he kind of helped me through the process. He understood the importance of let's just have a fair race.
Now, what he's admitting to is collusion with the Republican Party. Because what he just admitted to is that Charles Elliott called him, and even though he was not qualified, as Mr. Porter just explained, Charles Elliott felt like it was an important enough situation for him to insert himself and make sure that he was qualified for the next race, because he just cares about a fair race. Now, an unfair race would have been letting someone who wasn't qualified run. That's an unfair. It's an unfair race because you're not even qualified. I don't even know why we're having this discussion, sir. I need you to leave out the back of the building. Thank you.
And so, I tried to learn what I could on a Friday, and I'm being told I have court Monday morning. And I get to making phone calls trying to see if I can get someone to represent me. Couldn't get anyone to represent me.
Hey, what does that tell you? Well, I mean, what, like, on a one-on-one, like, we're having a conversation and you tell me this, and my response is that you probably shouldn't be running. Yeah. And I ain't saying give up on your dreams. Oh, no. That's not, far be it for me to tell someone who doesn't seem to be qualified to go and qualify for the thing you're not qualified for. But I'd rather it be me be the person to tell you than the judge, which is exactly what happened, because you weren't able to qualify for that election. But far be it for me to follow the law. Far be it for you to follow the law.
This person said they had things they had to do. This person said, they couldn't represent me because of litigations that they had with the system and everything.
What does that even mean?
Okay, so they couldn't represent you. I mean,
What's the word he said? He said
They couldn't represent me because of litigations that they had with the system and everything.
they couldn't represent me because of litigations they had with the system. What does that even mean?
What the lawyers
he doesn't know the terminology of stuff.
Yeah, what the lawyers were telling him is, look, we got a full docket. We got some very important cases we're handling. We don't have time for this nonsense. Yeah. I'm serious. That's what they.
Yeah.
I
Pretty
can't
much.
drop these important things I'm doing to go with you to court on Monday
Yeah.
because you don't pay your child support, you don't file your taxes for the last 5 years. You hadn't paid alimony for 3 years. Come on, go see if somebody else can help you.
Who's gonna help you? But the tax man and the judge for the back child support. Them are the only people that can help you. You're going in more debt trying to defend the debt that you have. That's crazy.
Why was it so important that you had to run and you didn't know the laws? You don't know the rules.
That's my other question.
Thing is, you had all this. You knew you weren't paying your child support. You knew you didn't pay your taxes. You knew all this. So what do you? I don't understand. Was you trying to fool somebody? You knew you had all this. Like Mr. Porter said, you already knew this before you ran. But when they put him in the race, they didn't know that because he didn't disclose that to them.
You know what? That sounds like a very. That sounds very. You know what? That sounds right on par. I'll give you that. That sounds like a winner to me.
And there's another component to that is that he didn't know the rules flat out.
That's it.
He didn't know that to be eligible to run as a candidate, you must not be in debt to any of the legal government entities.
Right.
Whether it's the court, it could be tickets that you got, outstanding driving tickets. It could be summons that you were issued and didn't show up for. It could be all sorts of things. But in this case, specifically, it was federal taxes, state taxes, multiple years, not even filed. It was alimony, multiple years not paid. He was something like 30,000 in arrears. That's how far behind he was. Child support, he didn't pay. So
Wait, Mr. Porter. How are you going to be a grown adult and tell me I didn't know that I had to pay taxes?
Well,
I'm
that's
telling
the
you,
other
I don't
thing.
think he knew.
Yeah, whether you were running or not, you know that if you earn
That you
income,
know that.
you have to pay taxes, right? Or you
Mhm.
have to file.
You got to do something. You got to do something, champ.
You have to file a tax return. But yeah, but that's the type of folks that jump in these races and don't really know any of the rules at all. And
Now,
when they win, they don't know the job. They have
Mm-mm.
yeah,
no clue what the job involves.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
That's it.
Well, this what bothers me too, you guys. Think about it from this standpoint. When you have a business and you have to file your sales tax and you have to file your city tax, you have to file all those. I do it. I know. When you have a business and your business is registered with the state of Louisiana, there's things that you have to do either quarterly or every year. I know that. All you got to do is go on sales tax online to do all your paperwork and file it right then and there.
So wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. He was a business owner and he didn't know to do it.
I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
He's blowing smoke, guys. This is
Annually, you got to remember now, also annually, in order to stay on the register for your business being registered with the state of Louisiana, you have to file an annual report.
So he's been collecting money and not paying taxes on the money he's been collecting.
I'm just saying. I know, and that's not federal. That's your city and parish taxes.
Now well, he's tiptoeing very, very lightly around these comments.
You still have to file. It doesn't matter whether you make any money or not. You still have to file your parish and city taxes.
Listen to the way he's tiptoeing around this conversation. Let me bring it back a little bit.
The process. He understood the importance of phone call on the last day. That morning, there was an attorney that called me and he said, you're being sued.
Wait, if an attorney called you, why the fuck if an attorney called you and let you know you were being sued, why couldn't you use him as the attorney in the case?
Because you already owe him.
Well, that's the one
No, they're not interested in getting involved in that.
Well, okay, let's go back here. Let's go back here. What attorney would call you on the last day of qualification to let you know that you have to be in court Monday? Which attorney would call you?
He's trying to ask him if he got money to pay whatever he owed.
No, this is what I believe. They was the ones who put him up. They put him up, and they had to do that in order for him to qualify. That's who called him.
So you're telling me he got a phone call from the Republican Party?
There you go. There you go.
Well, Tavares, you remember the other clip you got, Tavares? I got a major shout out. I got a major shout out.
How major is it, Rev?
It's dynamic.
That's right, y'all. I got a major shout out. And this is some real stuff right here. I want to shout out a good friend of mine, Charles Elliott. Charles Elliott, you ain't got to pay for this one. Yeah, he called me up on a Friday. He let me know that everything. Yeah, he's the white Michael Jordan. Oh, he the white Michael Jordan. Yeah, he the white Mike. Hello, Larry Bird. Yeah, let's call him Larry Bird. We'll call him Larry Bird.
You're right. He told on himself. He sure did.
He told this story 3 different times. He's telling one version on this video. He told one version on the radio, and then he tells another version. Well, Clarence Reed tells another version when he's trying to talk to that lady, get up under her skirt. So, what is the truth?
No.
These are the type of people that they select to run, to represent us.
That's right.
You see. And, they probably scrapped him across his back that year. What you mean, boy? You didn't tell us you behind in child support? You wasted money on you, boy. Yeah, hold him up.
Well, maybe that was the hustle. Maybe he hustled them.
None of it would come to the forefront, though, if it wasn't for who?
Now, it wouldn't be us. That was Malcolm did that. Malcolm, and I don't want to put Mr. Porter in it, but hell, anybody worth their salt, if I feel like you're not qualified, I'm going to find a reason why you're not qualified. And today just so happened to be my lucky day because you don't qualify. You don't qualify on 4 different fronts. And then you almost, you know what? Didn't he almost not qualify to run against Ed?
Yeah. See, Tavares, if you in junior high school football, so during the summertime, you get bigger, you get stronger, and you try to get faster because that's what you want to do. But see, in order to be a politician, you have to study, you have to know the rules.
Yeah.
So if you really want to be there, but if somebody tell you, well, hey, fella, look, we're going to give you this here, and all you got to do is do this and do that, and then you're not going to study, you're not going to try to find out nothing. You got an unearned position.
Yeah.
That's what you got, an unearned position.
You got that free hoopty from your mama.
So guess what? You don't take it as much pride in it if you worked on it and worked for it yourself.
So you guys, so this goes back to my question, and I'm glad you guys are saying this because something really just kicked in my head. I'm wondering, and Mr. Porter, you might have a different opinion, but I'm a conspiracy theorist by heart. I'm wondering if a lot of these races are rigged. I'm gonna leave that there.
Never knew anything about being sued. I just was like, hey, I'm trying to represent my district. And so I'm thankful that this man called me and he let me know what was going on. And he
We're gonna give him some Shipley donuts. Yeah, we're gonna call the White Mike. White Mike little Larry Bird. You see, and so when I say whatever I'm saying, y'all nobody can get mad at me because he's literally telling you the story that we've told you. He removed the names out of this story, which I don't know why he did that because that's just weird. We already know who it was, or maybe at this time he didn't want nobody to know who it was. But I mean, he came back later on. Oh, that was a bad pause. I shouldn't have paused it like that. Let me fix that.
He kind of helped me through.
There we go. That was a bad pause too. Well, they're all gonna be pretty much bad pauses. Never mind.
Most guys don't want their names to be implicated in anything.
Well, the person that sued him was Malcolm, or not sued him, but the person that challenged disqualification was Malcolm. The lawyer that called him was Charles Elliott. All the lawyers, you could just insert random names here of all the people that he called. You see,
through the process. He understood the importance of let's just have a fair race.
But no, you remember.
And so,
you remember that the second time that he ran and won, it was Charles Elliott who represented him, so that he could qualify for the race.
Mm-hmm.
And what Charles Elliott did was just get the judge to schedule his payments with the commitment that he would begin paying his making payments towards what he owed. And that's how he was able to qualify.
that's a shame.
And if you got to do that, that means you're broke.
That means you broke it and broke. You broke it and broke.
If you got children, you know that you got to take care of them if you're there with them or not. Nobody had to tell me to buy food for my son when he was coming up. Nobody had to tell me to buy clothes or feed him. You know, so that's irresponsible. So that means when you get into the seat,
I'm talking to you, Jay, not people.
To vote no against the affordable housing.
Mm-hmm.
Lord.
Yeah.
So,
irresponsible.
Cassandra, she's on my live, and she says to get the dope off the streets.
Now, Miss Cassandra is on.
Tell me that.
Yeah, Miss Cassandra is currently on Steve Shark's live, and Reddix just got mad because she asked, what is he gonna do to get the dope off the streets? So Reddix, instead of saying, "Well, I'm glad you asked that," he goes, "Oh." He goes,
Get the dope off the street.
Stephen Chalk said he understands the people selling dope. That's what he said. He said it's a catch-22.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden you got a plan to get the dope off the street?
Yeah. It was Reddix playing. Reddix said, what are you gonna do to get the dope off the streets? I think when I tore down them two houses, they had dope in them. I know, because
I'm just saying I didn't like his response because that was like a slap in the face.
I want to know what did he do with the dope that they found in those houses? Since he knows it was dope in there.
That don't make no sense. You don't even take no. You don't even say no stuff like that. Oh, I'm pretty sure that dope in there.
Exactly.
What?
That arrogance and stuff. Like, what is that?
That's
in them houses that ain't gonna be there no more.
Said they ain't gonna be there no more.
This is how we can get the dope off the street. We can go ahead and
Willis said, "This is how we gonna get the dope off the streets. We can go ahead and turn in our cousins."
People who don't really have anything, and enough is enough. I can take you stop selling dope if I don't say,
That other deep picking
hey, I need you to
them
stop
over there with
selling
that
dope
fake money then.
and get this job over here
It's fake
that
money
makes
too.
a livable.
Oh well, I mean, okay, so DPEC member Funny Money sold some dope for some funny money.
I mean, come on, man. And you see how they all get protected.
I hate how they all. I hate how they all turn. I hate how they sell the dope and then turn into detectives.
This is pathetic. And but this is the people, and you know you gotta group them into one. Because what they're trying to do to the people is trying to run a trick. Oh, I don't like them. Hey y'all, we're gonna catfight amongst each other and see who get the most votes. And then after the election, we're gonna come together and take a picture. And that's what they're gonna do. And the people gonna fall. They say, oh, I don't like Reddick. Reddick don't like Steve. That's a lie.
We got to create jobs.
What on? I'm sorry.
And we got to create programs to get people. We have to create programs to say we need people to get off of drugs.
We can't hear that, Tavares.
Well, they right now, I guess this is right after Reddick's at 1, so they big dog status up at the local IHOP. And I was just trying to get to the part where Reddick's got really upset with whoever was on the chat, and he gets to talking about how when he ran, he had to budget out his money, and how most people wouldn't even think to do that. And he got to talking about his finances and saying by the time he gets done with his term and gets done with his term, he'll be caught up on his child support.
We got to get the dope off the street. Yes, I agree with that. But in order to get the dope off the street,
Hurry up.
got to
Go
work
ahead.
together. We got to work with the police officers, sheriff department, state troopers. We got to be able to say, hey, brother, sister, cousin, I'm going to put your ass for selling dope.
No. I'm not up on my child support because I haven't been reporting my business. I haven't been reporting the money from my business.
Okay, I got you on that. I'm just saying that either way it goes, if he was even getting paid in cash, he can always go and get a money order and give. And
if I'm beating the government, what make you think I give a damn about my baby mama?
I'm just saying if you want to do it the right way, that's all.
I don't. Hold on.
We have a plan moving forward.
Because you're solely depending on the check from child support. I mean, from you being the city council person to pay.
You take off from your job for a couple months.
Let me tell you something. $24,000 a year is minimum wage, ain't it?
Yeah, that's about right.
He did all this for a minimum wage job.
It was a job for 4 years.
And it's another job he didn't have to fill out an application for.
Exactly. So he was selected. That's why I said again, when we talk about this type of the elections and all this, I think is a lot of funny shit going on, excuse my language, with these numbers and who voted who in. I do. I said that from before and I'll say it again and I'm gonna stick to it. I don't think everything is being done on the up and up when it comes to voting. I don't believe it.
You're talking about locally?
I'm talking locally. I'm talking about people are in places that they should not even be. And I don't believe the people voted for some of this.
I believe that they've practiced voter suppression for so long that they're good at it and they can see the effectiveness in it. So
yeah. But Ms. McCall, and you also got to think it's the people fault too, because you understand this. When they move those polls and stuff like that, those voting polls, and the people don't want to go look for it. It ain't here. I ain't gonna do it. Well, they're supposed to let everybody know. Hey man, look, this is what they doing. If you live here, go right here. See, a lot of people are not informed, Mr. McCall. So when you're not informed, sometimes you give up.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
know,
the
And you
but
don't
you
that's
fight.
get
that's
Fight.
the
frustrated.
basics of
Yeah,
it. It's
yeah,
not gonna
they,
work
And so
anyway.
that's
So
yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
and that's
But
what's
I
happening
do,
right now. I
I,
believe you. I really do think that, like you do.
I do because you know why I'm saying that. Let me tell you why I say that. Because you had a lawyer, an attorney, the assistant district attorney, go talk to a judge about a potential candidate getting a date moved so he can run. Y'all, where does that happen at?
No.
Think about that.
Mm-mm.
Now, he wouldn't have done all of that if they didn't think he was going to win. Okay,
No, they
that's
need
how
it.
I'm looking at it. No, I don't think they would have wasted. Okay, I don't believe they would have wasted their time on him if they didn't already know it inside that he was going to win. I'm sorry, I don't believe that.
They do it all the time. They do it all the time.
They had a machine behind them, Mr. McCall. Remember, they had the influential Negroes behind them.
Yeah, and look at Roosevelt. Look at Roosevelt get reelected all them times. They don't need no help being dumb.
Y'all not. I don't think y'all understand what I'm saying. Y'all involving everybody else. I'm not involved. I am saying. I don't know how else way I can say it. I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying. How can a judge change a date with a lawyer coming to talk to him at the very last minute if he didn't even know that that man was not going to win?
Okay, so first off, all your lawyers gonna do is get you a chance. That's what lawyers are there for. Lawyers are there to get you a chance to get out of the issue. So if he showed up and then on top of that, you're talking about the assistant district attorney. That's who's pressing the charges. The district attorney is the one pressing the charges against you. They could do damn near everything but drop it if they really wanted to.
Okay.
But I see what you're saying, Mr. McCall. You're saying that the fix is already in because of the first.
There you go. There you go.
You see, but
There
then,
you
Mr.
go.
McCall, they also had another fix in with Derrick Alexander.
Yeah.
Then they had a fix in with Irving Cabs. So it's like the first one affected everything on the last one of the movements.
But that's what I'm saying.
They were fully funded. Now let me help you out here. So, well, like I said, your lawyer is only there to give you a chance. That's all he got with that court date. That court date was not consequential. The only thing about that court date is that the day he was supposed to go qualify or something like that, that's what the court date was. And they moved that court date for those hearings about his child support to another court date. But again, your district attorney is the one that presses those charges. That's why they run around this bitch acting like they fucking invisible and they bulletproof. Because the person that's in charge of filing the charges against them is their buddy.
Okay. It goes back to, I hear all of that. It goes back to a fixed race. That's what it goes back to.
Okay, so that's fine. So a fixed race would include guaranteed votes. They only that court date, moving that court date didn't get him any votes. He didn't win any votes because they moved his court date. He was able to stay in the race because of that court date. So it was, again, non-consequential. You're talking about because he got that court date moved, that's what won him the election. And that's not necessarily, those things can be true, but that's not necessarily true in this case.
That's not what I'm saying. You're
But
assuming I'm saying that. That is not what I'm saying. They wouldn't have never wasted their time on him if they did not know he was going to win.
Yes, they would have. Yes, they would have. They've wasted countless hours on different types of sellout ass Negroes around Alexandria. They've wasted tons of resources. We've seen Roosevelt, all the money that they give Roosevelt for campaign season. We see all the players that give these sellouts the money for campaign season. They just hedge their bets. I seen in one election, Laverne O'Day donate to two opposing council member that he gave to two people in the same race. These people are just hedging their bets. That's all that matters. They hedging their bets. They know they didn't want Malcolm, but the other alternative was Derek Alexander or Reddick Washington. And all they did was they watched the groundswell of how well Reddick was able to bullshit people. And that's who they put their money behind.
And you had the other stuff, Derek Alexander. But I'm sort of like Mr. Carl. Why? It sounds like y'all had a show bet some kind of way.
Republicans did have it rigged, but you're talking about the entire Republican Party against Mr. Fuller, Mr. Jules, Mr. Porter, and Mr. Green. And Mr. Laverdane. You're talking about Rapides Parish's entire Republican Party against 4 black men. We live in a parish that's majority Republican. We live in a city that's majority Democrat. But we live in a parish that's majority Republican. And I'm only counting the Republicans that are open Republicans. I'm not even counting the secret Republicans. Your Jock Roy's, your Jared Kings, your Mark Woods. I'm not even talking about the hidden Republicans. I'm talking about he had the full support of the Republican Party in Rapides Parish. That's right, he did. He has their support right now. Does that mean he gonna win? Nope. They dropped 33,000 on him to get out of that shit that he was into when he was running against Ed. Did that mean he was gonna win? Nope. Did he win?
They're not strong behind him like at first because
they not. Let me tell you something about the rest of that damn machine. I tried to take the batteries out that son bitch, and I tried to drown the little toy, and I tried to turn it on while it was underwater. But no. Even if he would have had the rest of that machine, they're too. He wasn't going to get that type of support. I think he told them draws with them white folks when he felt against Ed. That's just my personal opinion. When he felt against Ed, they was like, all right, nigga, we done with you.
They don't want to be informed. If they rigging the votes, Mr. McCall, now we'll never know, Mr. McCall.
Nope.
We'll never know.
Never.
But
We'll never know.
I'll tell you what, most of the time their strategy works, because for a long time, since here in Alexandria, what was the play they would run? They would put multiple black candidates in every race, and this was Jack Roy and them doing that, and split the vote. And then the other candidates that they wanted would end up in a runoff. Either they would win outright or they end up in a runoff. And then they know the black community does not come back for a second election a month later. They know that. All you have to do is look at the statistics, the voter turnout for runoffs. We we barely, sometimes it's in the teens, with less than 20% turnout. And sometimes we get dangerously close to the single digits. It's just slightly above 10%. They keep running that same play. And so this time, all they did was, instead of them running the play, they got Urban Cast and these other uh, low lifes to do it. Okay, they went and get the scum of the pond and put money in their pockets and had them get in the race, and gave it, I had it doled out to people.
Yeah.
So that's why you had all those people in the race against Joe Fuller. You had Stephen Chalk in the race against Jules Green, and which Cynthia Perry won. You had those two in the race against Malcolm Larberdane. That's how they do it. And The thing is, I don't think it's fixed at all, Salita. I've worked as a commissioner for many, many, many years. For them to fix it, they would have to do some major stuff. But you see, the Republicans are always claiming that there's voter fraud. There's voter fraud. The voter fraud that occurs is on the Republican side with what they do to get their candidates in. Now if it was voter fraud, if they knew they would they would be able to seal that election for Reddix, Washington, there's a couple of ways they would have done it. They would have done it with uh, mail-in ballots from nursing homes in District 1, or they would have used absentee ballots for people who are registered in District 1, but somewhere away, say like in the military or working offshore or stuff like that. But when you look at the results, there was such a low turnout in District 1, very low turnout. What they did, they were able to use these sellouts and get people riled up to go and not vote for Reddix, but vote against Malcolm. That's how it was. And and the thing is, okay, they they lucked out. They won in each of those cases because they used the black people against the black people.
Mm-hmm.
But then they tried that to run that play like the ninth time in 20 years against Ed, and it didn't work. They put that young black guy and Sandra Franklin in the race against Ed the first time, and Ed won. Then the second time, they put Sandra Franklin again in the race with Reddix, Washington, and the Republicans backed both of them. And that time, it didn't work. Ed won straight out because the thing that they're banking on is if it goes to a runoff, we can get our loyal turnouts, sellouts, to turn out and vote. But that's in a runoff because we know the rest of the black community is not coming back 30 days later to vote again. They figure I've already voted in that election, and then that I'm done, and that's it. So that's their strategy. Put as many people in the race that they can, dilute the vote, split the vote, and then let's force a runoff. And meanwhile, they're sinking their money in these guys. Look, where in the world would all those guys have gotten 5,000 each to
Yeah.
to get into a campaign race? Every last one of them had $5,000.
Exactly.
Where would they get that money? None of them got a job. None of them have a job.
Mm.
Somebody fronted them the money, and it was the Republicans, and he passed it all through Jack Hinton and Urban Cast, and he was the one distributing the money on their behalf. So yeah, I don't think there was any vote fixing or things like that, but I do believe there was a massive effort to use blacks against blacks to get their candidate in office, and it's worked most of the time. It
Mm-hmm.
has worked most of the time. The last two times it haven't just happened to be Ed Lawberdane.
Exactly.
Yep. That.
Oh, sorry, Tomorrow.
Go ahead.
Well, tomorrow starts early. Is tomorrow early voting or no? 10:18 is early voting.
No, look,
Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought that up because let me share something with y'all.
Yes,
So
sir.
tomorrow is October 7th. It is the last day to register if you're
Yes, sir.
going to register by mail or in person. You got until 4:30 tomorrow. Now, you can still register to vote and vote in the November 5th election if you register online, because that deadline, if you register online, is October the 15th. So tomorrow, October 7th, last day to register if you're going to fill out a form and mail it in, or if you're going to go to and register in person. And remember, you can register at the OMV, the Office of Motor Vehicles. You can register at state buildings where you get your social services, and you can register. There's another place. I forget. I'm drawing a blank right now. But if you do not register tomorrow, you can still register online. And for the folks that's not very familiar with technology, we can help you with that, because you could actually register from your cell phone, or you can register on a laptop or a computer at the library. You can still get registered. Now, here's the thing. It's so important that everybody check your voter status, because Jeff Landry has instructed the Secretary of State way back in February, March, to do a voter purge. So they went through and they purged voters. And you may not even know you were purged. So it's important that you check.
And what's the reason for the purge? Like what?
To try and get us off of the voting polls so that we wouldn't vote. So if you hadn't voted in 4 years, you might find out that you've been purged.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Because you see, if they could keep us away from the polls, and let me tell you why, because they're thinking there might be a big surge in voting among the black community because Kamala Harris is running for president. Just like there was a big surge when Barack Obama was running for president. So that's why Jeff Landry made sure that we were being, our precincts were being purged. And by the way, they're looking at precincts that have a low voter turnout. So they're not purging the precincts that turn out 74%. They're purging the ones that turn out 32%. And I don't have to tell you which precincts those are.
Yep.
Those are the predominantly black precincts. So you do need to check, and you could go on www.govote.com and just put your name in, put your zip code, and put the month you were born and the year you were born, and you can check and see if your voter registration come up as active. If you're active, you're good. If you're inactive, you need to re-register. And you need to do that. And if you're a person who don't want to do it online, you got until 4:30 to get down to the registrar of voters office tomorrow and register in person. I would encourage everybody that if you're inactive, to register online.
Now, Mr. Porter, now when they did that to me, when they called themselves checking with me, I had voted before the 4 years, because I early voted, and they still came after me, and I've never had that before.
Yeah, and you know what's strange is that they're doing that to people who may have gone and renewed their driver's license, or if there was something else that popped up with a different address.
Well,
And I don't know if either of those fit your situation.
it wasn't. That's why I'm
Okay.
saying it wasn't. I was right here when I voted, when I early voted. So I know that wasn't. I don't know why I felt like I was targeted by the name. That's just all. And they know me. That's what I
and
felt.
and you see the point you're making is definitely the reason everybody needs to go
Need to
check
check. Yeah.
their
Yep.
voter status. Because if they did that to you and you had no change on your ID, your name didn't change, your address didn't change, and you've been a chronic voter, you've been voting in elections, they had no right to challenge you.
That's right. And that's why when I called her and I asked her, why did I? Well, we had a. She started stuttering first, and she basically tried to explain that they picked certain amount of people to do that to. So how
What
did I
at
get picked out of
random?
it?
At
Yeah,
random?
that's what she basically said. Yeah, that's what she said. So they had control over who they picked. Even though the state sent them a list, they had a choice who they were going to directly say something to or send a letter out to. There was no need to send a letter out to me because when I voted the last time, which was early voting, I can't remember what we voted for, but I went and voted. I was at the same address I'm sitting at right now. So there was no need for them to question where I lived at. And that's
Yeah.
why I said my husband lives here and Tavares gets his mail here. So they both got their registration cards in the mail. Why are you questioning where I live at?
And you see, the things that's supposed to trigger that kind of check is if there's a difference in your name. Let's say you got married or you got divorced and your name changed. Let's say there was a difference in your address. Let's say
Mm-hmm.
you went and applied for something with the federal government and a different address was used. Then if they sense a different address, that would trigger that. Or if you haven't voted in 2 consecutive federal elections. Now understand, folks, the United States House of Representatives, that election is every 2 years. When you elect the United States congressman, that's only 2 years. The senators, the U.S. senators, are 6 years. So if there was a Senate race and
Mm-mm.
then the next year a House of Representative race and you didn't vote in either of them, then you could officially be purged from the rolls. That's why it's important to check. Now, honestly, most people, and especially in the black community, most people vote. If they vote every presidential election, every 4 years. So check and see, because either you were selected at random, which is not so very random. It's more intentional than random. And
Mm-hmm.
find out if you're still an active voter. And if you're not an active voter, go ahead and re-register.
And then I always vote, but what's the website?
It's
Okay. Okay.
www.geauxvote.com. So
Got
it's
it.
www.go vote, but it's go spelled the French way,
Mm-hmm.
GEAUX vote.com.
Got it.
And all you have to do is go to the election drop down menu, and there is a little page that say, "Are you an active voter?" And you click on that, you put your information in, and it pops up and it tells you.
Okay, I got it.
Now, two other things. And Tobias, I apologize, but when Nat brought that up, that just triggered so much in me. So I'm going to wrap it up with this so you can get back to your show. I didn't want to monopolize your show. You need photo ID, state issued photo ID. Now, if if a person is 18 years of age and they need an ID to vote, they could actually go to the OMV, Office of Motor Vehicles, and get an ID only for voting. Okay, and it's supposed to be something that says you can only use this ID for voting. And in the past, that was free. I don't know if it's still free. I hadn't checked on that in a long time. Okay, so there's no reason for a person not to have a state issued photo ID card. Now, if you're an elderly person, if you're over 65, you can go and get a state ID card, and the state ID card will never expire. You never have to go back and get it renewed. Now, that state ID card is not a driver's license, but it's an identification. So the persons who just want to get an ID for the express purpose of voting, you could go to the OMV and get that. And if you're over 65, you can get a state ID card. I think it's like $29, and it'll never expire. You can always use that as identification. And one last thing, and I'm going to shut up and be quiet for the rest of the night. If you have grandchildren, nephews, nieces, grandnieces, grandnephews, if they are 16 years old, you can take them down to the courthouse and they can register in person. Okay, they can register at 16 years old, but they have to do it in person, not online. And when they turn 18, they will be able to vote. Don't have to worry about trying to register again.
Right.
All right.
Good.
Now, if they're 17, they can register online if they're 17 years old. And then when they turn 18, they can vote. So we don't have to wait until they become 18 to register. We can register them as early as 16 if you want to take them down to the courthouse, to the registrar of voters office, or you can register them at 17 by doing it online. So let's start to develop a culture and tradition where we're registering our young people as soon as they become eligible to be registered. So we're not going to leave it up to them to remember to do that. Let's do that with them. Let's make that part of family tradition, community tradition, neighborhood tradition. Let's start to do that. Okay, Tavares, I'm through.
Thank you, Mr. Porter. Hey, Mr. Porter, come through with the info. All of it. You better not miss a beat neither. So we're gonna let y'all go do that for a second. I'm gonna hop to a commercial, and we'll be right back with Send All Complaints to 625 Murray Street, the podcast. We're buying real estate. We buying houses. Only on YouTube, though. Only on YouTube.
Just bothers me nowadays that so many people are just looking for somebody to help them. Everybody, not everybody, but most people are looking for help. They're not offering help. Hey, this is what I have. I can help you here and here and here. Everybody's looking for some handout. Nobody's offering any help. Where's your value if you have no help to offer anybody? You have to be of help to receive help. You have to be of help to receive genuine help. You know, so many people I've met personally in my life, and, well, if you can't help me, I don't need you. What? Well, if you're not going to help me anymore, I don't need you. What? Where was the help that I needed from you as well? I don't want to be around people that I'm their only source of help and they can't help me as well. We're supposed to be helping each other. We're supposed to be growing together. We're supposed to be building a family. So since I'm not able to help you at the moment, you're not gonna be a part of my life anymore? So you were just misusing me and abusing me. You were just stealing and taking from me. You didn't care about me at all. You'd be surprised who really love you. You'd be surprised who really love you. And make sure that you are of help, because you need to be of help to people that are helpful. Help
Your
each
girlfriend
other.
called
the helpers.
my room. She said, "Why do they call you Space Mountain and my boyfriend Buff?" I said, "Baby, after he eats those chicken breasts, drinks those Diet Cokes, I'll show you why they call me Space Mountain." And Rod, I almost died on Buffy's girl last night.
Woo! Woo! That damn Ric Flair. Okay.
I tried to learn what I could on a Friday, and I'm being told I have court Monday morning. And I get to making phone calls trying to see if I can get someone to represent me. Couldn't get anyone to represent.
You know what I'm thinking? Is he going to set this up to make it sound like nobody was being fair to him?
Who is that?
Yeah, that's Reddit, and he's trying to make it sound like.
Look, if he had to go to court, he would have been summoned. He would have received a summons. No, nobody would have to call him to tell him you're due in court on Monday.
But don't nobody call you for court. They send you a paper.
That's right. You get a summons.
You get a summons in the mail.
That's right. And the only time they call you is when you don't show up.
And most of the time they don't then. They send you a certified letter.
You know what? He had a warrant. He had a bench warrant.
Wow.
That's what makes sense to me. He had a bench warrant and want to act like he didn't know it. He knew it because he used to be a bail bondsman. All right, I'm gonna play the rest of the video.
They just wait to arrest you, your ass.
Well, see, now that he's a candidate, oh man.
This person said they had things they had to do. This person said, they couldn't represent me because of litigations that they had with the system and everything. I still don't know exactly why on some people, but lo and behold, that's what happens. It's kind of like when you're bullied. And
oh my God.
Oh, come on. I knew it. I said this argument sounded a little bit too. It's a little bit. He making this shit a little bit too fluffy for me. Like this ain't even no straight down the middle. I was right, they was wrong argument. You leaving up the when a motherfucker, excuse my language, when somebody put up too much cloud of suspicion around their story and it's just in the beginning part of the story, they want to paint the whole entire story in a cloud of suspicion. But I knew he was making up.
It's three sides to every story. His side, the other side, and the true side.
Well, this is only a two-sided story because one was the courts. So the courts got.
Yeah, there you go. Two sides. His side and the court side, which is going to be the true side.
Well, the court side is good. The court side is going to be as true as it gets. Now, this whole, I didn't even know. I just wanted to serve my community.
The only way he did know, he didn't go to that mailbox.
The only way he didn't know is that he didn't go to court.
And he didn't use the right address. He might have so many addresses. The summons went to one address and he living in another one.
Well, how did you know that before you fall behind on your child support and before you fall behind on your taxes, they call for court dates.
But there's nobody have to call you about taxes or child support, non-sub bread. You know when you hadn't paid that non-sub bread.
Who do you run to? There was no principal to run to. There was no one to run to. I just had to take it.
Wow.
You full of shit. You know every month how much child support you're supposed to pay.
Yeah.
Right? You know that every month. And if you
Well, in the divorce proceedings, if he got a divorce, that was probably part of the divorce proceedings. It's child support.
Even
That
and
money
if it wasn't a divorce, you already done been to court and they told you how much you had to pay.
morning, and I don't know what to do. I just know to be there.
She sound kind
I
of
wash
sweet.
cars. I'm not an attorney.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. He said he wanted to be. Listen. Shut up in the back. Listen. He said, yes, I'm running up against an attorney for the position. But hey, what do I know about the law? I just wash cars. I'm not an attorney.
Incriminated itself.
You knew about, you don't have to wash cars to know that you have 2 children that you got to support.
I'm supporting my kids. It's just not on paper. It's just not on paper.
I just want to represent my district.
I just want to represent my district. That's all I know. When they pull me over, I'm gonna tell the officer I just want to represent my district. When they flogging me and they beat me with the pieces of material, I will look at them like, no, man, sir, I just want to represent my district.
So I'm blasted all over the news.
He feels bad for being blasted all over the news. So whatever y'all do, don't blast him on the news because he don't like that.
Whatever. People are calling me. I have people calling from my church. Have people that's encouraged.
And people calling you, they just calling you. It don't matter where them niggas calling from. But I had to. Oh, the name of the video is called "Being Bullied in Politics." New discovery. It's the name of the video. Oh.
Encouraging me, but they can't really help.
He said, "It's people that say they'll be there to help me, but they can't really help right now." And so he never made a part 2 to that. By the way, it's supposed to be a multi-part series. He didn't make the other part to it. That's a quick distraction here. Hey, everybody, look this way.
What I hate about my generation is that they think that everybody's the same because there's a diametrical difference between a man and a male and a female and a woman. See, real men and real women, when they walk in a room, they extract the energy of authenticity. Everybody ain't got authenticity. Just because you got the same car, the same clothes, doesn't mean that your energy is working in symbiotic connection with real men and real women. Because authenticity is a frequency that can't be emulated or duplicated, and males and females don't have that same energy. Because a male is an individual who has mentally fortified himself enough to be a man. And a female is an individual who has emotionally fortified herself enough to be a woman. And males and females get agitated when real men and real women walk into the room because the energy is too potent. See, authenticity is cultivated by the energy of balancement, equilibrium, meaning that you have the ability to master the physical and the spiritual world at the same time. Authenticity has nothing to do with money, cars, and clothes because it's in you, not on you. So that's an energy that cannot be extracted by males and females because they're operating from a low vibrational state that keeps them acclimated to the material plane.
So yeah, folks. Very interesting world we living in. Very interesting times we living in. I want to shift gears a little bit. Let me see what I want to go with here. So yeah, pretty much I'm taking y'all on random trips through my browsing time.
I mean, you got, the boxing style, like Joe Frazier. You'll never see Joe Frazier jabbing and faking and backing up and moving the side.
Oh, man, you got a surprise coming. You got a surprise coming. You wait till the 28th.
How you going to teach old dog new tricks? How you going to learn some new tricks?
You call him an old dog. Well,
no, you are still agitating. I didn't say that.
No, he called you. I heard it. Didn't he say it?
What you mean a dog? You didn't call me a dog, so you can't teach
He
dog.
said an old dog,
No,
new tricks. He
not
calls
him.
you a bear
I'm not
half the
talking
time.
to you. I'm a what now?
He told me at the camp that you sleep with a teddy bear in your bed. Now, I don't make these things up, you know.
That's what he said.
This guy tells me this. And
Let's be friends for 1 minute just to get him.
No, come on. Please, come on. No, come on. No. This is my good...
Let's show him.
Oh, what?
Let's show him.
No, be quiet. I really don't think this is necessary. What time is it? It's,
Let me tell you something.
Oh, no!
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
I will. Wait, can I say something?
Let me tell you something.
I must tell
I
you.
want to tell you one thing. All of the brothers out there watching television,
Yeah.
I don't care how mad y'all to each other, when it's come to one of these fellas trying to divide us, we must unite.
Oh.
Imagine saying that in the early 70s, holding a small, you the champion, world champion boxer and the number 2 world champion boxer in the world, and y'all got this little bitty ass white dude held up in the air because he tried to split y'all up. Oh man. He said no matter what, he said when it come to one of these suckers right here, y'all come together and take them out. That's what Muhammad Ali said. Now we got these suckers and they these colors. So I don't know what we got to do, but.
Oh, wait. You probably didn't adequately put away enough to do that so you can serve the people.
Okay, yeah, this is the part I wanted to get to. So this is Reddick talking about how people don't adequately prepare enough to run. He said you got to put money away to run. And he said by the time he gets off the council, all the money that he's made being on the council had just enough to get him out the hole with child support, and it'll cover everything that he spent on campaigning. Which I think if you have an expense that big, that you don't need to be doing whatever the fuck it is you're doing. Right. I don't care if you taking up windsurfing as a hobby. Nigga, you better get the cheap board. You better get the $500 board. I don't care if you picking up spear chucking. You better get the cheap spears. You better get the wood tip spears. But you want to go buy a Lamborghini surfboard and use the crystallized tips on your spear. And I ain't calling him a spear chucker, so don't give me that. Don't y'all get in the comments with that either. That's racist to call somebody a spear chucker.
The math last night, y'all. I did the math. Ready? And from the math,
So hold on.
councilman get paid in 4 years of me sitting in that seat.
So he had all this planned out, by the way. He knew how much $24,000 was going to be every year added into his income. Now, if let's say, for instance, let's be logical about it. He had to be making at least that much. Because if he wasn't making $24,000 a year, he was living below the poverty line, right? Because $25,000 is the poverty line. Am I correct?
That's the poverty line for a family of 4.
Okay. Okay.
I think the poverty line is between 13 and 14,000. Let me make sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So
You take 25,000, which is what the council members make, and divide it by 2,080, which is the number of hours in a regular work year. It comes out to about $12,000, $12 an hour. So it's above minimum wage, but it's not something you could raise a family on.
okay, so given that math, so let's just say he's doing well enough to be making $20,000 a year, at least $20,000 a year, because that's not a lot for somebody to say they're a business owner. So altogether, over the last 4 years, you've been bringing home a minimum of what, $44,000 a year? So I'm not understanding I'm not understanding how it could be to the point where it is now, where you're not fully self-funded. Because you seem to know a lot about business. Also, I had got a video today. It was the top 10 businesses that don't fare well, that aren't actual. He said the number 10 business was a pressure washer, which I cracked up hilariously at. Cause like, why would you say that? So the reason why you can't really count pressure washing as a business is because it's actually a job. Cause pressure washing, there's going to be something automated that comes along that's going to take you out. So therefore, the lifespan on that business isn't as the lucrativeness of it isn't what you think it is. He also said own a laundromat, which was also pretty funny because Mr. Laverdane owns a laundromat, but Mr. Laverdane is also a lawyer. So I mean, it said the laundromat isn't a good investment for a business because of a couple of whatever big city problems that big city people would have. But in a small city like Louisiana, yeah, we need that laundromat. But yeah, those are two of the jobs that he said that were bad investment ideas. He also said food truck too, which is also weird.
That'll pay back what it took.
Hold on.
For the election. Once I take out what y'all was taking out, it'll take me 4 years. In 4 years to pay back. And guess what happened in 4 years?
And he said in 4 years you got to turn around and spend the money again to run. So I guess the point he was trying to make was that he's not in it for the money, which was a bad way to make that point because clearly you're in it for the money. Let's see. So I think that's all I had on.
Okay, so my analysis, and this is just me. So these men, but talk about them as it's all right to have your own business. There's nothing wrong with having your own business. But you have to also know how to maintain that business. You have to do a predictive or projected sales on your business. And what I'm learning about Reddix Washington, for some reason, he's not good with math and he's not good with maintaining his business. If you don't make no money, it's all right if you don't make money off of it. It's not a big deal. Eventually you will if you're doing what's right. So you faking saying that you got all this going on, but yet and still you're getting on a video and whining and crying about something that you knew about, but you pretend to tell people that you don't know about. You know you have to have your finances together, but you wouldn't have known that simply because when they threw you in the race, they didn't prepare you or let you know that. They didn't know that because they didn't care. All they wanted to do was to get you in that race to divide the vote or to get what happened in this race, the end result of what happened with this race. So and that's any business you do, people are going to, see if you a legit business. They're going to do that. So, you have to do the right thing especially when you put your name out there like that, in a position like that. You know that. You were just so greedy with the money that you knew was coming for them paying you to get in the race that you didn't look at what you need to do, the paperwork that goes with it, the business side, the financial side, the administrative side of a business. People don't want to be. He already admitted to you, he don't want to pay taxes. That's something you don't never say to people that support you or to your community, that you don't want to pay taxes, like you don't want to read. Because that's not the place or time to say that. If you have that as a personal opinion, you running for a public office is not what you need to say, because it proved that just by the idea that them scrambling, trying to pay off stuff that you should have paid for. You didn't want to pay taxes is because The thing is, you don't know how to do taxes and you don't know how to do what you're supposed to do because you're always doing stuff undercut and underhanded. So, of course, you have that attitude about not paying taxes. Of course, it'll take you to read, so you'll say you don't want to read. I don't understand Black men who think like they do. I don't get that. And any woman who's attracted to a man who don't have his business part, now you claim you got a business and you doing all this, but you don't even have that together. And then you get on, live and say that you don't like to do the very things that makes your business grow and be fruitful and prosperous. That doesn't make any sense.
He's not used to it.
No, because there's a lot of underhanding stuff done in his business. That's why. That's why. And it's not done on the up and up. That's why it's easy for him to say that. It's all right to have a business that's not making money. You have to fix that. You have to look at how you're advertising, the targeted market. You need to know all those things when you're trying to do a business. I'm telling you, it's not an easy thing to do. But you ain't gonna never hear me say, I don't like doing my taxes, or I don't like to do this. No, I'm not gonna say that because I know those are vital parts of running a business. What is your petty cash? What is your debits? What is your assets? What's your liability? You know.
Yeah.
All you got to do is, it's actually software that'll do it for you. All you got to do is plug in the numbers. It's called QuickBooks. It's called, what's the other one? I forgot the other one. QuickBooks is on my mind. So it's other software that he could use to plug in the numbers. I don't get it. I'm for an adult with 2 kids, was married, running a business, and you're sitting up here talking like, oh, I didn't know I had to go to court. Oh, I didn't know I had to have a lawyer. So who's your CPA for your business? Who does your taxes every year for your business? You know, what do you have to write off in your business? What is your tax deductible? You don't know any of that? Who does your taxes for you? Now, I heard from a little birdie that a lot of that is fake, that he knows that kind of stuff, and that he's not dumb at all. He just plays that role.
Wow.
So I'm just saying, I wouldn't want nobody, if that's the only way I'm going to try to pole mouth my way into something. As a man, as a Black man, I think that has a lot to do with your pride and self-esteem. I think you should never have to pole mouth yourself into anything.
That's all very very true. I think if you're pole mouthing, the last place you should be pole mouthing is for a place at the table with the white folks. So I'm playing.
The hotel. So good luck with that. And like I said, vote number 107 65 74. What's happening?
Yeah, what's
happening, Nate? Really? Come on, man. You ain't got nothing to say, bro.
Let me give you some context. For those that have never seen this before, this is me engaging into conversation, civilly, conversation with at that time Reddix and I want to call the boy Constantine, but I don't know. Reddix and Shoeshine boy, what's his name? The bald-headed one. Oh, they all bald-headed. The bald-headed one with the beard. Oh, they all bald-headed with a beard. The bald-headed one with a beard and a belly. Steven Shark. So, Steven Shark and Reddix Washington out there with Brandon Odom, Danny Lair, and left foot, right foot, Jay Scott. And it might have been one or two more over there. But this is a conversation we had that we couldn't finish. This was it's the feedback on the microphone. It's me looking into the camera, looking at these clowns. And they was really upset. because I called them clowns, and I was laughing at them.
These niggas telling me
Yeah, I can't. I don't want to. I don't want to put that on TV. I don't want to put that on TV because I said the N word. So, let's look at this here then.
In District 1, I was at a house fire the other night.
Exactly. What the hell the way to go? I was at a house fire the other night. It was like an event. Did you sell tickets? Oh, never mind.
Abandoned house. Who owns it? We don't know who owns it. To my knowledge, if you see blue spray paint, it's adjudicated through the city. The city owns the property.
Look at him.
He telling y'all. Through my knowledge, I've been told if it's spray painted with blue, the city owns it. It's adjudicated property. Come on a bike ride. We do a bike ride every Friday, every Saturday. Come on a bike ride and come see all that property. And you'll say, so what does that mean, Reddix? Let's sell it. Not for upfront profit. Sell it. Let the people own it. Let them build it up. Or let's clean some of them up. Let's get it done good enough.
Can we key in on that good enough? Can we key in on that get it done good enough? What does that even mean?
Getting over on the black people. I don't want to say I'm trying to be racist or something, but that is exactly what he is saying. Good enough.
Mary, he's trying to be.
Not good, sir.
He's trying to be Mary J. Blight. I get it, Mary J. Blight. Never mind.
But look, what was it again? Remind me that I wanted to do with adjudicated property that the city had held for 10 years.
Well, apparently, someone creeped into your sleep chambers and wrote this detailed plan down and left it on the dresser for you, where people could, the city would invest into the property, build it up, find low income to medium income people that could afford the mortgage on it, put them people on a 15-year fixed rate plan where they could pay off the house in 15 years. And the money was going to go back to the city because the city actually owned the properties.
So, okay. And then did I hear him correctly? He wanted to fix up the adjudicated property and sell it to people?
Mm-hmm.
Let me run it back.
Good enough, though. Not correctly. Not to.
In District 1, I was at a house fire the other night.
Exactly.
Abandoned house. Who owns it? We don't know who owns it. To my knowledge, if you see blue spray paint, it's adjudicated through the city.
Wait a minute. Hold on. So during this campaign, he's going to house fires and looking at adjudicated properties. Well, you know, when white folks is running for stuff, they'll go to a fire, but it's usually like a Klan rally or something. You go into a fire and it's a house fire in the neighborhood, and you build your entire portfolio of accomplishments off of quote unquote fighting the blight. And to add even more insult to injury, none of it's turned a profit as of yet.
And you're seeing that is the problem, because to demolish a house is one thing, but once you have the vacant property, the city still incurs all the expenses with that property, and that property just sits there. So you want to do something with it, right? You don't want it just to sit there idle and constantly cost you money. You want to do something so that it either generates some tax revenue or they take it off your hands and you no longer have that expense anymore. So tearing down a house is one thing, But if you don't take further steps to utilize the land and make something productive out of it, all you've done was waste more taxpayer money demolishing the structure that was on there. So it's a short-sighted approach that he has, and I really would like Salita to expound on the point she made about him being smart and he's just faking it. You're gonna have to
I
sell
don't
me.
know.
You're gonna have
Yeah.
to totally
Some
convince
things,
me
some
on.
things. I think the taxes stuff he knows, but
I think half of it's written down in his hand, in the palm of his hand.
he knows he's not.
What I'm saying from somebody who actually worked with them. Okay, listen to what I'm saying. He used to be a bail bondsman, and he also used to do the other business we were talking about earlier when we kept saying it was human trafficking. The person that we talked to said that he actually used to do where he went and picked up kids, and they were from their private school in LeCount or Bunkie. I can't remember where the private school is, and he did transport them back and forth. Now, what I'm saying is, during that time, you're working, and I think it was his own business, his own transport business. I don't know, but you learned how to do all those things. That's what I'm saying. He was a bail bondsman. In order for you to even keep your license, you have to do what they tell you as far as your taxes and all that. That's what I'm saying. He's not dumb by far. He's playing a role.
Well, Bell's bondsmen, they play this manipulation game.
They're grifters, like somebody said the other day. Somebody said they're grifters. So a grifter is very smart. They're not dumb. They pretend like they're dumb, but they're not. He's not dumb at all. He knows what he's doing. He needs the sympathy. Like someone said, they need the sympathy of the community. So what do? You play the role. Now, I'm not saying he was doing everything perfect, and I'm not saying he was doing everything, everything to the book, but he's not dumb about taxes. He's not dumb about running a business.
Not with wait. Not with all those smart white people around him. He can't be dumb anymore.
Talking about then. Now I'm talking about then.
Oh no, I don't buy any of that. I think he was well aware of the crimes that the actual crime he was committing. When you don't go to court, it's not because somebody made a mistake. But hold on,
You understand what I'm saying?
I see your point now. What you're saying is the other businesses and jobs that he held, he certainly would have at some point working those jobs come across the knowledge that I must file taxes, I must have insurance, I must pay my bills if I want to continue operating. I must get my certification or licenses.
The city owns the property.
Look at him.
He telling y'all through my knowledge.
Out of those jobs and those businesses long time ago.
Exactly.
Well, wait a minute. Let's get the word from the bird, directly from the bird. Oh man, this is a bird that's buried deep underground. Let me pull this bird out. Toot toot toot. Oh, here we go.
Stick to the Black history though, because I am part of Black history. Because now I'm in a position as a city councilman, and I have friends that we grew up in a bad neighborhood. My district that I represent in Alexandria, which it is the hardest and worst district that we have in the city of Alexandria. So I am one person that represents that district. Y'all been hearing about a lot of the killings that's been going on in the past couple of days? Anybody heard of that? I have to go in some of those areas and talk to some of those parents and talk to some of those kids who lost their parents. and they asked me.
So what he just said was he has a badge of honor that he, in his mind, lives in the worst district, which is not true because if he's all the way out to 28 West, it's not the worst district.
No, it's not.
He's just talking about the black community wise, it's worse. But you stood there and claimed that you're Black history. I'm trying to figure out how were you Black history when Labadan was in that seat for 10 years. And if I'm not mistaken, he's Black, right?
Right.
So what makes you Black history? And so that goes back to the ideal that you don't understand education and you don't understand what Black history actually means. He's not part of Black history because that's District 1 is a Black district. So what makes him different? Now, if he was a woman, he would be part of Black history as far as the only Black female that ran that in that district and won. But he's not part of Black history. He's not first in anything.
Right.
So that mindset of putting in those kids' head that he's part of Black history doesn't make sense if you've already had a Black councilman several times that sat in that seat for 10 years. Because Ed sat in that seat for almost 10. Well, he did sit in the seat for 10 years. So how are you part of Black history?
Right.
Well, what can we do? What I'm telling them is in fourth grade, this is fourth grade, right? You have to listen in fourth grade. You have to listen third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. You got to listen the whole time. It's a reason. All right. So we don't want to go to jail.
Tavares, stop.
There's license.
Me act up.
There's permits, there's all kinds of things that I have to do in order to do my business. So I have to follow instructions. And one thing that a lot of entrepreneurs don't like is this time of the year, which is tax season.
So, largely to Miss McCall's point, and largely to your point, Mr. Porter, yes. If you're in front of a group of fourth graders, threatening them with being jailed behind not paying their taxes, while admitting that you don't personally like to pay taxes, lets me know that you know what you were avoiding. You let somebody talk long enough, they'll tell on themselves, and that's what he.
That was basically what I was trying to make the point of. You knew you're an entrepreneur. You know those are things that you have to do. Everybody knows that. Whether they do it or not is a different story. But don't pretend like you're dumb and you don't know what that is. He just said at this time of the year, people don't like to do their taxes.
In order to do my business. So I have to follow instructions. And one thing that a lot of entrepreneurs don't like is this time of the year, which is tax season.
So you know enough to make that comment. Then you come back and you po-mouthing. Yeah. And you're begging. So either or, which one is it? I don't know. It's confusing because you sound bipolar.
Because we have to pay taxes. and it's not fun.
Okay, that's the punchline right there.
See, now you get it. Now you get what I'm saying. Because, I mean, like I said, I'm not going to do, the only talking I'm going to be doing is to accentuate the funny parts and to kind of add depth and fill into certain points of views. But for the most part, I'm going to just let these people talk themselves into a circle.
Yeah, he knows all about it. You can't say that you don't, and you run a business, and you run several businesses. You can't pretend like you don't know you got to pay taxes. I didn't know anything about it. Really? Really, you didn't know anything about the taxes?
Making the money, and then at the end of the year, you have to give so much back.
Did he say what I just see? What I?
At the end of the year, you have to give so much back. Making the money, and then at the end of the year, you have to give so much back. And it's not fun whenever you making the money, and then at the end of the year, you have to give so much back. But that's part of the rules. And if you don't follow those rules, you end up in jail.
So, Mr. Porter, so I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So, what he just said,
I couldn't understand him. Something about at the end of the year you got to give it back.
yeah, you said you
Okay,
make
that's what
money.
he said.
But that's part of the rules. And then at the end of the and it's not fun whenever you making the money, and then at the end of the year, you have to give so much back.
I'm gonna tell you what. We gotta start using other words when we're referring or describing him, because ignorance is the lack of knowledge, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now he knows. He just said it there. You got to pay taxes. All right. You got to follow instructions, follow directions. You have to listen. Yeah, I mean, he's saying all these things. So that lets you know he has knowledge of that. He's not ignorant of that, right? Now, he didn't pay taxes, didn't pay child support, and didn't do a whole lot of other things. Didn't read information what's required for qualification to run for office. He didn't read information or follow instructions about what you need to do to before you demolish a home or when you demolish a home. So all these things he just never read, but he knows you have to listen, you have to read instructions, you have to follow directions, you have to pay your taxes. But yet he goes out and he doesn't do any of that.
Man.
But he knows it has to be done. So that means that was willful and intentional.
Mm-hmm.
He did not pay alimony, did not pay taxes, did not read the the laws about or the rules about
Mm-hmm.
demolishing a house, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and did not read the rules about running for office.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because he doesn't like to read. So you're not going to get that out of him. And another thing too with people like them, when you're chasing money all the time, you're chasing it and your hands are open and it's going through the cracks. So you never keep money. So you're always chasing. Instead of closing his hand when you get money and doing all the right things with it, you have your hands open, ready for more. And when you have your hands open, it's going through the cracks in between your fingers. So you never keep money. So you're constantly chasing and chasing and chasing. And basically, that's what a grifter does, chasing that next dollar. And whatever I got to sell, whatever I got to do, if I got to sell me, whatever, I'm going to do it to get that next dollar. So you never are really truly successful in what you're trying to pursue as far as having a business. And people have this mentality about business being about making money. No, business is actually about solving a problem. The money comes later once you solve that problem. Because if you keep solving that problem and people like it, they're going to continue buying your service or product. Well, can't do this fly by night and think in this get rich quick schemes that they actually do. So that's the reason why they're always, what's the next thing I can get into? What else can I do? It's all right to have many different businesses. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying how they do it. They're always chasing it. They're not allowing it to work and come to them. They're always chasing it. And when you're chasing it all the time, you never keep it. It's always something when you get that money in your hand, it's got to go to something else because you're chasing that dollar. And once they stop chasing it and doing it the right way, then it won't be a problem with them keeping it. But again, if you don't want to pay your taxes, you know, I don't know. But that's what I'm getting
But
at.
that's part of the rules. If you don't follow those rules, you end up in jail. And now you want to go to jail?
Yes, sir.
All right.
You been
So We don't want to go to jail.
Whoever's holding the camera, I don't like the fact that he leaned over to that little boy and said, "You ever been to jail before?" He said it. I'm running back.
No.
But I was doing my job.
Now, he never, he does that.
All right.
You been to
So we don't want to.
He just asked that little boy, "Have you been to jail?"
Little boy ain't never been to jail. What crazy question?
Yeah, what kind of question is that for an adult to ask a little kid in the classroom that he don't know?
Yeah. And not only that, when we were talking earlier about what type of job it was, there was the name never, I never got what the name, what was called for him transporting.
Go to jail.
For that private, it's a private school that he works for.
It's coming up. Here you go.
But I was doing my job, chasing after money. On stage and take them overseas. I take them to Mexico, Dominican Republic, Egypt, take them away from their parents. They be gone for like a year, 2, 3 years because they were being bad.
I just realized something. If y'all look at this little girl with this mask on, when he said that, that little girl looked shook as hell. Hold on.
Years.
Her head turned immediately.
Overseas, I take them to Mexico, Dominican Republic, Egypt.
Okay. We trying to get the explanation now, man.
Away from their parents. They be gone for like a year, 2, 3 years because they were being bad.
Look at her homegirl like,
wake up in the middle of the night. Imagine being woke up in the middle of the night and I come get you out of your bed and you don't know who I am.
You look like you take pleasure in it.
I was doing that kind of work. Then I throw you on a plane. And there was times where air marshals and they would come and get ready to take me to jail, but luckily I had all my paperwork.
Now here's the problem I have. Now you were able to keep up with that paperwork for kidnapping kids or whatever you was doing, but you couldn't keep up with your taxes?
He just didn't want to pay them. He said that in so many words.
You know, if you don't pay your taxes, certain clearances you lose automatically because you're not squared up with the government.
And I'm wondering if that's what happened with him with that job, because I think you have to have a what's the name, a security clearance to move those kids.
Are you saying that he's lying to us about his past?
I'm just saying that somebody.
Are you saying that he's lying in general?
I'm just saying somebody said.
Are you saying that the gentleman is not telling the truth?
You take it the way you want.
Are you telling me that what this guy is telling us is fabricated? Some bullshit, as the kids say.
No, he did that as a job, but he never described what the name of the job was.
So you saying that he lying about this job? Because what I understand is he actually did go kidnapping kids, but it wasn't technically kidnapping. Okay. So why would you tell, as Black History, why would you get in a room full of fourth graders and tell this horrible fucking story?
Yeah. That
So
was
just trying to be funny with kids and not knowing that it's not funny.
That's why.
And serious, he was trying to make himself sound important.
That's why at this time he wasn't even saying that shit to his own kids. Moving forward, folks.
Hear correctly, he claimed he was doing this overseas.
Yes, he did yes, he had to transport them overseas. He did do that. The job was that's what he did. He worked for a private school.
He went and got them for the school.
Yeah, that's what he did. Mm-hmm.
Well, he
Oh, I lost. Oh, hold on. I lost everything for about a good 30 seconds just now. So here's the thing. How did he end up losing that job?
He didn't lose it. I think he quit and he started doing the pressure washing. I think that was the story that was told.
Situation where they thought I was kidnapping kids. But I was doing my job, chasing after money.
It sound good at all.
No, it's the
Kidnapping
way
kids.
he's
I did that.
describing it. That's not exactly what he was doing. That's what he
Shut it down, started washing cars.
See?
I did that, shut it down, started washing cars.
So if he shut it down.
Wait, he didn't shut it down because the school didn't shut down.
No, the school didn't shut down. He just stopped doing it.
Why would you stop doing it? Why would you quit that job and go to pressure washing cars? Oh, because you got to be up on your paperwork to keep that clearance.
You got to have your paperwork. Yeah, scared. You mean you talking about kids? You don't pay your child support, and you dealing with kids?
He was doing a lot of work, but it was all going to the child support probably.
That's probably what was going on. Yep.
Because that was a real job.
Yeah, it was a real job. So you do a lesser job, and you don't.
No, you open up your own business, and that way you in charge of your own paperwork.
Yeah, and they can't come after your money if you're doing a cash business.
I mean, they can if you're doing it legally, if you're doing it the right way, and documenting the dollars that you're getting.
Documenting it, but if you're doing a cash business with no documentation, they can't come after what you don't have.
That's right.
Or where there's no record of it. You know that.
Because we were giving him cash.
I wash cars. That's what I do for a living. That's my main thing. Is a pressure washing business.
That's his main thing.
Okay, so I bet you, like you just said something, Kathy. You said y'all gave him cash. He knows that you can't trace cash unless you do like the bar said, have receipts and write down how much you got paid. If you, a 1099 actually will cover that. But if you're not doing any of that, then of course you got away with it. I mean, come on, not to pay your child support.
I wash cars. I pressure wash
What was probably taking a lot of his money.
houses.
And the reason why he don't like to file taxes is because they'll go after him if he's in the rear with his child support. That's why. All he needs is a social security number. And on your taxes, you got to put your social security number.
Well, folks, I mean, no. See, what I don't like is the fact that at the end of the day, what that sob story that we've been telling for the last 2 hours about him, that slow pacing story about him being so dejected and didn't know what to do, or this is my first time at it, and it was bullshit. It was bullshit. And that wasn't even, let me tell y'all something. This show is unscripted. And not only do I not know what I'm going to say when I get on this microphone, I don't know how it's going to play out. I don't know what guests are going to pop up. I don't know who's going to be on the panel. I don't know anything. So literally, I came here this evening with no intentions of just using you. We figured all this out in 4 videos. Just little bits and pieces, you can put the story together. So they wanted him, like Miss Alita said, they did. They wanted him to run and beat Malcolm. They did. So they did as much as they could. They did as much as they could. And they knew Derek was in there, just like he in there this now. Derek ain't nothing but a Roosevelt, just there to sit there to split the vote. And as long as he's splitting the vote, that could cause a runoff. As long as they can get it to a runoff, they got a second round at trying to screw the people over. Because they know the people ain't going to come back out. And that's why Stephen Shark said what he said. It came to a runoff, and he said, I'll beat her outright. And somehow we ended up in the runoff. And the people didn't vote for me in the runoff, which thank God that happened. But, yeah, folks, we need to be making some real decisive decisions. Don't sit up there and be the last one to put two and two together. That's what we're here for. We're going to help you put two and two together. And it's going to be with a laugh, or it's going to be with some tears. Either way it goes, you're going to learn today. Here's a commercial break. Yeah. I like that. Now I got it set up where I can do random commercial breaks.
Your mother tell you, don't lie, because if you lie, you steal. And if you steal, you're robbed. And if you rob, you're killed. I'm not going to blame them. I don't want to throw them in.
That's what our coach said.
Yeah.
He said, if you kill, you'll give a blowjob. Like, yo, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, our coach was wild,
man. What does that mean? He said, you have no character. You would do anything. But nothing past you. I said, Mark know our coach, Evander Ford. Mark, you know Evander Ford.
Absolutely.
Like you said, if you rob, he said if you steal, you kill. And if you kill, you'll give a blowjob. I'm assuming he means after you get locked up for killing people. Maybe for your show, but for send off. Oh, you got a problem with it? Send your complaints to 625 Murray Street. As a matter of fact, why don't you write a complaint? Why don't you write up a complaint every day and just save them up for one day out of the week, and you can just send them all one day.
Yes, Tavar. See now.
Oh, well, all of you can send your complaints to 620. Okay. Poor taste. All right. Well, you guys win. All right. Well, I will say this. I want to thank all the people that, all two of you that watched this live stream. I want to thank my panel, who I would not be able to do this without. And I want to thank the people that watched this out of pure curiosity. You like, what the hell is this going on over here on YouTube? Like, I can't explain it. If I were to explain it, I'd lose the meaning of it. It'd be like listening to Reddic's talk. But no, this is Send All Complaints to 625 Murray Street. This is an All Power to the People podcast. If you don't know what that means, I don't know what to tell you. We will be back the day after tomorrow. The day after tomorrow, I suppose, is a Tuesday, if time is holding up right. If October doesn't just fly by next weekend, it'll be Halloween by next Monday. Hopefully that doesn't happen like that. We'll get a few more days this month to kick it and chit chat and chop it up and give you guys some of the game. I do like this new platform. I do like this new format. I like everything about this. The only thing I don't like about it is my inability to talk to folks outside of this panel, because a lot of people they not on YouTube. So this is the beginnings. I have to build this channel up and make sure that we don't lose it by getting restricted or, whatever, copyright struck or whatever they said. So that's all I got, folks. Thank you, Mr. Porter, for coming through and explaining everything about voting that they would need to know. We did get one. One came to the front of the church and went ahead and registered and sent us in the paperwork. So have you guys registered to vote yet and you live in Louisiana? Because this is a national podcast now. But if you're in Louisiana, tell us, send us some comments under this video under what your Go Vote experience was like. Was it easy? Was it tough? Was it easier than you expected? Did they ask for too much information? Were you already registered? Did you find out anything new? Did they move your precinct? You know, give us some information, give us some feedback on your Go Vote experience. Well, folks, on that note, it is.
Real quick. Mr. Porter, now that they did the gerrymandering, have they, spoke about where the people need to go to vote?
Nothing has come out about that. So, if you vote based on precincts.
Yeah.
So, unless they switch you from a different precinct, then at that point, you are going to vote in a different location.
Well, shouldn't they be knowing that now?
Now, all that information from what I've seen on the receipt that we just received, all that information where you vote at, that's on there. So they tell you everything.
And it would be in the Go Vote app also.
Yep.
For Alexandria, I don't think they changed any precincts. I think what they did was just move entire precincts. And that's why everything's all upset. No longer equal across precincts.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. That's what I was talking about with the gerrymandering that Felcher did.
Right.
Are these people still going to be voting in the same place?
They should be, yes.
Okay.
But now, in case they might have changed a precinct, or changed the lines of a precinct. No, let me back up. No, the city doesn't determine the precincts. It's the parish.
It's the parish.
So, unless when the parish did it, which would have been back in 2021, then it would be different. So some people may actually be voting in they may have been moved to a different precinct. Check.
Okay.
The city only draws districts. The parish draws the
precincts. Okay. All right.
So that's just to let y'all know, while y'all in that Go Vote app, make sure you look through that thing thoroughly. That way you know exactly what you're reading. So that's the case. Everybody get out there, get busy with life. Tomorrow is Monday. Don't do too much, but do enough. But don't do not enough. Or whatever that Don't not do enough. Don't not do enough. Because you gotta regret it. So that being said, guys, we're out of here. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.